right, hello boys and girls, it's me. Once again, it is Thursday, April 9th, and we're going to continue with our lesson in comparing fractions. All right, so here is what you are looking at today, first of all. Come on, focus. There we go. So before you start today's lesson, I want you to look at these traits. These are what are called 9 traits of critical thinking. The ways that our brain thinks critically, and here we go. We have examine, communicate, inquire, strive, reflect, link, create, adapt, and collaborate. I want to give you just a second to look at each one of those and read what each one of them is about. I'm going to have you pause the video in just a second, and when you read one, for instance, like link, I apply knowledge to reach new understanding. So this is like when you grab the prior knowledge that you had before and you link it to something that you're learning now to create the understanding of something else. I want you to read each one of these, all right, and kind of think about a time in your critical thinking or just in your everyday thinking when you do these. All right, pause now and read each one of these. All right, so we're going to move on to the next slide. Here is, oh, nope, going backwards. All right, so here's where, wow, how did I just get on Tuesday? I'm completely going the wrong way. It is really late on a Saturday night. What day am I on? I'm Thursday. Here we go. Okay, so here's the video that you're watching right now. Make sure you do today's DMP. Today is the last day of your DMP, so make sure that you get this week's done. And this is what you're looking at to watch the video, and this is the assignment that we will be doing. It's extension, thinking up page 114. All right, so before we begin on that, I want to give you a little bit of an activity to do. I would like for you to find a piece of paper, if you would. A piece of notebook paper, a piece of white paper, whatever you like. Let's do a little, well, I'd say foldable, but we're not going to fold it all that much. All right, you're going to take a piece of paper, you're going to fold it in half. Hamburger, and in half again. So this is what you got. Oh, you can really see how dirty the table is. All right, so here's what you got right here. And then you're going to open it back up. I would use this side, but it's got a sticker. You're going to open it back up, and you're going to take your pen or a marker or something, and you're going to divide it into its 4 parts. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anytime you need, just pause the video and take your time to create. All right, so once you have created that, I'm going to have you write, so here's the 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up here in the top part, I want you to write the words 1 fractional part. Give you a second to do that, pause the video. All right, and right next to it, you're going to write shaded fractional part. Write that down, pause your video, grab a drink of water. All right, over here in this bottom corner, the white fractional part. Pause the video if you need to, and then here, total of the fraction strip. So you've got a box, and there's your fraction line, plus a fraction equals this fraction. Pause the video if you need to so that you can draw those. All right, so I want you to consider this fraction right here. Okay, with the total parts that I have, shaded. All right, here we go. The unshaded, and then what the total of the fraction strip would be. So I want you to fill this in. What fraction would be 1 fractional part? What fraction is the shaded fractional part? What fraction is the white fractional part? And then if you were going to get a total of the fraction strip, what fractions would you add together? All right, pause your video so that you can write down your answers. All right, so you should be done with this. Okay, so in looking here, if you were going to write down what one fractional part is, okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 of them total, which means our denominator has to be 6. And just one fractional part would be 1/6. Just one fractional part. All right, the shaded part, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4/6 are shaded. The white fractional part, you should have written 2/6. And then to get your total fraction strip, you should do 4/6 plus 2/6 equals 6/6, because that equals 1. There you go. Good job. All right, so now we're going to be looking at this page right here. This is an extensions page, which means kind of thinking beyond, maybe even out of the box, but it's really not that hard. Math challenge. All right, here is your challenge. Use the following fractions to create 3 true comparisons using greater than, equal to, and less than. Each fraction may be used only one time. So I have to use these fractions here, and I have to create 3 true statements. Something is greater than something, something is less than something, and something is equal to something, just using these fractions. To be honest with you, the easiest way to do that would be to draw a fraction strip of each one of these, and then to compare them. Draw a fraction strip of each one of them, and then compare them. So if you will, pause your video. Why don't you go ahead and draw on a piece of paper or whiteboard, whatever you're using, draw a fraction strip that's 1/2, 2/6, 2/3, 4/8, 3/4, and 3/10. Go ahead and draw those on your own, press pause, and then come back to me. All right, so I'm going to show you what you should have drawn. All right, now the thing is I want to get all these together. All right, so this is going to be my 1/2. Go as far up as I can. All right, now I'm going to get 2/6. All right, which means I'm going to make this into 6. I've got to get 2/3. Make this into 2/3. Well, that was nice that the one above it was 2/6. What is this again? 2/3? I'm going to have to write that over here. I'm trying to get all this together so that you can see it in one spot, because if not, I'll have to go off the board, or off the part that you can see. 4/8. 4/8. All right, here's my middle. 8ths. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There's my 4/8. 3/4. And then lastly, 3/10. Was I able to fit them all on here? I was. Yay. 3/10. All right, I got tenths. I need 5 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3/10. All right, so looking at these, I have to compare them. I know that one of them is supposed to be equal, and in looking at this, I can tell that the equal ones are the half and the 4/8. So right off the bat, all right, I can see that the equal ones are the half and the 4/8. Okay, so I can mark out the half and the 4/8. See if you can look at what's left, which is the 2/6, 2/3, 3/4, and 3/10, to figure out the greater than ones and the less than ones. Pause your video and see if you can do that. All right, I'm going to take this one off so that there's not so much here. Take this one off. There we go. So these are the ones that we're comparing. All right, we have a greater than and a less than. In comparing these two, I can see that 2/3 is greater than 2/6, or that 2/6 is less than 2/3. Over here, I can see that 3/4 is greater than 3/10, or 3/10 is less than 3/4. But then I could also compare the 2/3 and the 3/4. And I could say that 3/4 is greater than 2/3, or 2/3 is less than 3/4. I compare the 2/6 and the 3/10. Do you see how there's just numerous ways that you could go here? So there's not going to be like some definite answers as far as what you are comparing, all right? So I think what I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with 2/6 is greater than 2/3. No, I'm going to go with, let's see, this is my 2/6, and this is my 2/3, this is my 3/4, and this is my 3/10. Honestly, you write down whichever ones you want to, okay? You can compare how you want to with the 2/3 and the 2/6 and the 3/4 and the 3/10, okay? All right, now let's look at reflection on my learning. So just to be clear on that one, there are lots of different things that you could write down for those answers, and I'll let you choose which ones you want to do. All right, here we go. Circle the greater fraction. So looking at these 3/8 and 4/6, which one is greater, and explain how you determined that, okay? Well, there's really two things that you can do here. You could draw your 3/8 and you could draw your 4/6. All right, but let's see. At this point, we have done this enough that I think you understand. This is the 3/8. This is the 4/6. Why we do it this way, and if you would like to start using that quick butterfly method, you can. So the 4/6 is greater. Explain how you determined that. So whether you did it this way, or whether you used the butterfly method, or whether you drew a pie chart, it is up to you. All right, and then on the very last one, reflection on critical thinking. During this unit, which not is just today, but this entire unit all week long, you have used a lot of your critical thinking traits. Which of the 9 critical thinking traits did you most often use? Explain how you use this critical thinking trait. So here's where you would just write in, well, not write in, you're going to be typing in, no, moving it over. What did I put right here? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, just move it over. Well, that's easy. Okay, so you're just going to move it over to the correct, whichever one you want to use, okay? All right, so it looks like you're just going to take these words, right? There goes the flap. You get it. Here we go. All right, it looks like you're going to, it's too bright. All right, you're just going to take the words right here. Oh, come on. There we go. And you're going to move the traits that you used this week over to that side, okay? So I'm fine with not answering, explaining how you use those critical thinking traits. Whichever ones you feel like you used, you could just move over there. And now that I look back, I noticed that I forgot something right there. Write a word problem about one of the comparisons you recorded, then explain how you determined your answer. So you're going to create a word problem using one of those comparisons up there, and you're going to type your word problem into right there. All right, and that is it for today. We will see you guys tomorrow.